political choices are not crimes in any way. We should not be judged by these affiliations. We need to respect people and treat them based on their character rather than what background they come from. We are all children of God and created with diversities. In Plateau State, we continue to respect these principles. Since coming into office, my administration has encouraged tolerance and unity. We've ensured that people get justice, not on the basis of tribe, religion, or political consideration. As long as they are citizens, we give them what they deserve. For me, even political considerations are not the driving force for citing projects or providing services to the people. Today, we have used our peace-building agency, which is set up by law to bring people together, discuss their differences, and create understanding. Recently, I inaugurated the Plateau State Interreligious Council, which is already working to unite our people. As Nigerians, we must use to unite our people. As Nigerians, we must use every available opportunity to put humanity above ethnic, religious, and political differences. We are one people and can only build a better nation when we unite. As chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, I have frowned against the attempts by some people to define and profile criminals using either religion, tribe, or affiliations. We must call crime what it is and isolate those who want to cause division among us. Nigerians are not at war with one another. Let me appeal to religious leaders, political leaders, and traditional rulers to use their positions for uniting people and not taking sides. You have to be courageous to do justice to all. Our experience in Plateau shows that when you carry everyone along, you will have peace and understanding. Let me tell you a story of what happened. There was a crisis, and we arrested people, both Christians and Muslims. And I saw them, some of them were brought to me. And when they asked them, write your name, write your religion, write your this, I saw this one wrote religion, Christian. This one wrote religion, Muslim. I said, you are all wrong. You are all wrong. I said, you shouldn't write Christian. In Christianity, who told you to go and kill the other person? If nobody told you and you are doing it, you are not a Christian. In this place, if you want to become a Christian, stop it. I talked to the Muslim fellow. I said, why are you writing Muslim? You say you are a Muslim. You are not a Muslim. You are a criminal. You are a devil. Who told you to be killed the other one? Is it the Quran? He said no. I said, then why are you writing Muslim? Write something else. I said, write something else. I said this from the background of people, because we should learn to tell ourselves the truth. When there is a crime, there is a crime. And criminals are found in every religion and every ethnic group. And when you see a criminal, treat him as a criminal. Don't profile him on the basis of his tribe. Today, I tell people, some don't know, some know, that I said, I grew up in a family of Muslims and Christians. I say so because within my own family, the male ones were Christians. My father was not even a Christian in the first place. He was not a Christian. My father was a beggar. I call it a beggar because that's how we call unbelievers anyway. But my mother was a Christian. In my father's siblings, the female ones were all Muslims. All of them were Muslims, the same father, the same mother. And we live in the same place. But one thing I got to know was that if we wake up in the morning, you dare not go to church. Yeah, my father will latch all of us, will beat us. And one day I will ask him, but you are not going to church, you ask. He said, you must follow your mother to church. Follow your mother. Leave me alone. That was how we were going to church. When my father died, it was his sisters. Two of them Muslims, they took care of some of my siblings. They took them down to take care of them. And I went to grow up with my uncle, and as a Christian. So even those of my brothers who went to stay with my aunties who are Muslim were still Christians. Only one of them, yes, my last born, a female, became a Muslim. But we didn't see that kind of differences. We didn't see that kind of differences. Fortunately for me, in my primary school, everything, I was brought up by the church. I was brought up by the church. As a Catholic, we understand that everything is universal. What you see the Pope do in Rome is what you must do in your village. If the Pope says, I embrace other faiths to come, you must also embrace other faiths. That is my Catholic catechism. And that's why I take it to governance. And I say, no matter what you do, you come to tell me I should do this because I'm a Christian or do this. I said, no. I've once shared the story of the Good Samaritan. And I've seen a lot of religious leaders quoting that story of the Good Samaritan. And I said, in my religious days, in my secondary days, I always carry this story of the Good Samaritan. And I want for those of us who don't know the story of the Good Samaritan, I am not a pastor. But the story of the Good Samaritan is that somebody was on his way, he got sick, he was thrown on the road. Religious leaders came, saw him, they passed. Very prominent people saw him, they passed. And the only person who came and took care of him, of course, many of you know, was it a Jew? Was it a Jew? What was he? He was a pagan, a Samaritan, a pagan. That pagan took care of him. And when he took care of him, he took him to the hospital. And that was a description of what Jesus Christ gave as the story of neighborhood. Because he said, neighborhood, that is your neighbor. And they went further to ask him, who is now my neighbor? No, they asked him who, because he was talking about the story of the two laws. I first of all said, I'm not a pastor, so that I'm not misquoted. He said, what are the two laws? They said the two laws that love your God, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with everything. And they asked him, what is the second one? He said, love your neighbor as yourself. And they went ahead to still ask him, who is my neighbor? That was how he gave the parable of that Good Samaritan. He was not a Christian. The implication is that if we want to live in a society, we must embrace people. If there are bad ones, we must settle them. There are provisions of law for them. And I took time to do that because even when there were crises in my state, and there was problem around ICOP there, they said all northerners should leave. And here in Jos, they said, woke up and said, all southerners should leave. I made a broadcast. I said, don't go anywhere. Nobody is chasing you. I will be the first person. Let somebody come and chase me out of Plateau. I protected them that night. For 3 days, soldiers were inside Jos. We stopped people from movement, and no property was destroyed. We came back again. After that, I asked them, did they destroy any property? They said no. I said, good. This is the beginning. I moved my northern brothers, governors, 7 or 8 of us, we went to the southeast. We visited every capital of the southeast. We were moving in the night. Sometimes we arrived around 1 or 2 a.m. with that rigs in the night. We went around all the headquarters. We went there to ensure that, yes, people were not believing social media because what we were hearing from social media was different. They would post and say they have killed 50,000, 5,000 northerners. Here, we met the northerners. We met them in government houses. We interviewed them before the governors, and they said no, what they said is not true. So we went around all the governors. After we came back, I think it was only Ohaneze, that came to show gratitude. They visited me in Jos and said, we are very grateful. If this is the conduct that will continue, we'll have peace in Nigeria. But I asked the question, where were the governors? Where were the governors? If northern governors went here to the south, where were the governors? Why are they not visiting the north too? Recently, the same thing happened. When we had this problem of profiling, saying everybody should move out. We say our own and they will misinterpret it. I said, why are you asking people to move out? It is your responsibility as provided in the Constitution when you took an oath as a governor to protect everybody in that place. It's not everybody that is a criminal. You also have the right to profile those who are criminals and deal with them accordingly. But not to wake up and say everybody should leave that place. You are not honest. Because if you say you are talking about fairness and justice, fairness also guarantees that whoever is living there and doing peaceful business is entitled to protection by the government. You should not try to walk out of that state. Find a way of protecting you first and then find ways of fishing out the criminals. You deal with criminals. If you go to prisons today, you will see them now. You will see Christians, you will see Muslims, you will see pagans. And even in that place, they worship. Armed robbers worship. I've seen in my prison, armed robber who became a pastor, he was one preaching. We even gave him a Bible. He became a preacher. So there are provisions for that. And so what we are calling is that people are religious leaders, whatever we see that is good in one place, let us carry it to another state. In my state, again, we did this interreligious gathering. I was carrying exactly what His Eminence and Can President is moving about. Anything I see they are doing, I follow it in my state. I take that step. But you ask the question, why are we not carrying what we are doing here to the states? Ask the governors. If we really want peace, why are we not taking this back to the states? Why are we always coming to Abuja to talk about peace? Peace must also happen in our various states. And when we did that, I said, look, let us do what they are doing, the good thing that we are doing here. Let us carry the same thing and practice it in ourselves. From the state, we will carry it to local government and practice it in the local government. Otherwise, we come here, we live in destruction or destruction. So we've done that in my state, and it was very, very wonderful. I think some of them are here. I called them and I said, I am constituting this body. Government is responsible for facilitating your meetings. But anything that happened in this state, again, in the name of religious crisis or ignorant-religious crisis, first of all, I will also hold you responsible. Is that not what we are doing? I said I will hold you responsible because all of you that are seated here, there is 50-50. Somebody even phoned me and said, why are you making it 50? I said, I am 50-50. That some are more than I said, no, please, stay out. I am not the chairman of Population Commission. And in any case, even in population, now when they are doing it, they say you should not put your religion. Is that not so? So how do you start determining that? I said, we are only worshiping God, all of us. And we have Christians, we have Muslims. If I want, I will call only two persons. I will call only chairman of CAN and chairman of JNI. But I'm saying 50-50. I know why I did that. I said because of this 50, some of you are divided into different sects, different groups. All your heads are included. The Christian one, all your heads are included. And I charged them, I said, for how many years, sometimes we are having crisis in this state. You can't tell me you are ignorant of the reasons for this crisis. At the same time, you cannot also tell me that you don't have solutions to it. But each time it happens, it is the governor that takes responsibility, and I take responsibility. But before I do that, I want you to advise me properly. And the first thing we did was to prepare and start the day of forgiveness. That was what His Eminence attended. The first day we did day of forgiveness in Plateau, he was there. I said, look, it's not good to be arrogant because you are a governor. If something is wrong, if you know that it's wrong, if you want people to forgive each other, you exhibit it first. And that was the meaning of the day of forgiveness in Plateau. I said I used that day to ask all Plateau people, whether you are a Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are a pagan, whether you are a Plateau indigenous or not, please forgive me as your governor for everything that happened in this state. I am very sorry. Because I may not be found everywhere, but I have taken the oath to defend all of you. If your property were destroyed, it means the governor was supposed to protect your property. If your relation was killed, the governor was supposed to protect him. What did happen? Please, I ask for forgiveness. That day was very wonderful. And that day we now put it, as people know, we're now going to put it as law, that every year, February is a period of forgiveness. We did that just this February. All the religious leaders were there. And all of them too came. They said, look, as the religious leaders, we would have offended people one way or the other through our preachings, through our inaction. Please, we ask Plateau people to forgive us. That is the day of forgiveness. And we have a peace building. Peace building that is the only one in Nigeria. Even federal government has not done it. Because the structure were well drafted, I think by the Swiss government also, to find peace in Plateau. And I said, if this is a structure that was working in Plateau, we recommend it to other state governments. Let them come and study too. Let's come out too and say, we're sorry. Let's create this avenue like this for people to move. I think if we have this in each of our various states, it will reduce the pains, His Eminence and National Chairman, President of CAMP, for us to be meeting, because they will now be giving us feedback, whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. I say this because that will not stop me from going to church. And if I like, that will not stop me from entering a mosque. It doesn't. It doesn't. My faith is only one. The only one. I was baptized as a child. I was confirmed as an adult. I would have been a reverend father for one thing or the other. I ran. Nobody asked me to run away. In some cases, it's usually our parents. It's either the mother or the father will say, what? My first child? To go and become a reverend father? I want grandchildren. But in my own case, they gave me every privilege. I grew up, like I said, from primary school. I was pampered by reverend fathers and reverend sisters. My moral upbringing was all brought up by them. So everybody thought I was going to be a reverend father. Even when I finished, the first course they gave me was go and read religious studies. I read that for 1 year. But I said, no, that's not my calling. I said, I want to become a lawyer. So I took 1 year in the university, and the next year I said, I must go back and read law. I changed, and I went back and I read law. Today, I have my master's degree as a governor, and I'm going back to read. I told them that I'm going back, the next course I'm reading is PhD in Peace and Conflict Management. And I will do that because I want, even after office, to take part in peace building everywhere. That will be what I will retire on, because I enjoy peace in my state. Today, when I came in, there was no peace. There was no development. Crises were everywhere. People were not moving to the state. What I saw was people running out of that state. What God brought the glory of God today, nobody can tell you that Plateau is in crisis. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you that Plateau is not a no-go area. Even when we had no-go areas, it's not the same today. I've gone to some of these no-go areas in the night. In the night. One day I disguised myself and I just drove alone. I went to one of the spots. It was because one woman noticed me, then I ran away. She noticed me. I didn't want anybody to notice. I just wanted to confirm that there were no more no-go areas. In an area where it's populated by Muslims, I saw an Igbo man trading in the night with the lamb. All of them were enjoying themselves. So it was when I was driving out, then the woman said, is that not governor? I quickly ran into the car and I ran out. That is the nature. That is the Nigeria we want to live in. Our forefathers gave us this. They died for it. The only thing that can make their souls to rest in peace is for us to embrace peace, irrespective of our religious beliefs. I say it because I don't know when I will have opportunity to do it again, but I want to also remain part of you as I continue to copy what you are doing here, and I will also take it back to my state And anything new I see, I will transfer it back to my state. And I still make the recommendation for those who don't understand what this is all about. Ask them to move to states. Let us have interstate visit as governors. And then we do benchmarking. We understand how to live in peace. If I have a good understanding of how to live in peace in Plateau State, I will recommend it to other states. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.